Let's paint a pumpkin using oil pastels. So you'll need a few things. I chose a toned paper, so just orange colored paper. It's nothing really special. It's just orange copy paper, really. And then I have a set of oil pastels. The oil pastels are inexpensive, and you should be able to find them at a local store, Target, Walmart, maybe even a local office supply store. Oil pastels are just like they say, they're oil based, so your fingers will get a little oily, so it'd be good to have a rag, a towel that you don't need anymore nearby, and maybe even a chance to wash your hands as you go. Other than that, I don't stop and wash my hands. I just keep going throughout my painting. Just try to stay on that flow and not worry too much about the materials. As for my setup on the left, you see that I have half a black box and my decorator pumpkin sitting there, so I can have a neutral background and really see the shadows and the highlights. As for the pumpkin, I just got it at a local supermarket, but of course you could use a photograph. Okay, then you need to be able to tape your paper down. I just used a hardboard. You don't have to tape it down, but I have it vertically up on my easel, so of course it's going to help me out to have it taped down pretty solid. Okay, here I'm showing you my box of oil pastel, and then I'm holding up the different values to the pumpkin. I started with the local colors of orange, and then how do you make orange? Well, you need some red and yellow, so I took out as many yellows and reds and oranges out of my box. Then I took the complementary color, which is blue for orange, and used that to add the dark areas, the sections that will really make it look like a pumpkin. And you can see that that's the part that I just finished right there. Then I'm coming back with local color of orange. So a local color is an object's natural color. And then I'm just going to go back and forth between drawing or painting in the highlights, then going back and getting some shadows. Try not to use black for any of the shadows. I would use some blues or some darker local colors, maybe in the red or red orange, depending on what you have in your box or your paint set. So just keep going back between the light areas, the dark areas. I did end up using some white to try to almost kind of like erase in those highlights, and then I was able to come back in with some yellow to bring them back out. And it's super fun to experiment and just keep going back and forth. So very simply, all you need to do is go back and forth between the shadows that you see and then the highlights. Okay, and have fun mixing your oil pastels together. So as you layer, you'll notice that if you kind of rub them into each other as if you had a paintbrush, but you're using your hand with the crayon, it mixes really, really well. And you can layer and layer and layer and layer as much as you want. And the more you layer, I don't know, it just seems like a lot more fun. But experiment, do some quick ones, do some longer versions where you spend more time with layering, and see what you can come up with. I'd love to see your work, and you can email me at cindynoid@gmail.com. Thanks, guys.